Every app you use makes you prove who you are before it lets you in. Your email, your bank, even your streaming service. So here is a question most people never ask. Does your AI agent have to prove who it is too? For most agents right now, the answer is no. They are just borrowing your login. And a recent survey found that 80% of IT professionals have already seen an AI agent do something it was not supposed to do. Today, we are fixing that the plain English way. Let's start with the survey number because it explains why this episode exists. A SailPoint survey found that 80% of IT professionals have already seen an AI agent act unexpectedly or do something outside of what it was supposed to do. That is not 80% of companies having a minor glitch. That is 80% of the people responsible for security watching an AI agent step outside its lane. Now here is the part that connects directly to why this happens. In a lot of cases, that agent did not have its own identity at all. It was using a human employee's login to get its work done. Think about what that actually means. If an AI agent signs in using your username and password, then from the system's point of view, whatever that agent does looks exactly like something you did. There is no separate record. There is no way to tell the system stopped trusting the agent specifically without also locking out the actual human. This is the exact same problem we covered with spending limits in the last episode, just showing up in a different place. In episode 3, the fix was do not give an AI agent more spending authority than a new employee on day 1. The identity version of that same idea is just as simple. Do not let an AI agent log in as you. Give it its own account. Here is where this gets concrete because a real product just proved this is solvable, not just theoretical. Microsoft's identity platform called Entra launched something called Entra Agent ID. It reached general availability in 2026, confirmed directly on Microsoft's own Entra blog. What it actually does is simple to explain in plain English, even though the underlying engineering is not. Every single AI agent gets its own distinct identity separate from any human's account. That identity can be given specific limited permissions, the same least privilege idea from episode 3, just applied to access instead of spending. And critically, that identity can be turned off instantly. If an agent is retired or something goes wrong, you revoke its access, and only its access. No human account gets touched. Now, to be clear, this is Microsoft's specific product, and I am not telling you it is the only option or the best option for your situation. Other major identity companies are building similar tools right now too. The point is not which vendor you pick. The point is that the entire tech industry has independently arrived at the same conclusion. AI agents need their own identity, the same way employees need their own login, not a shared password taped to the monitor. Let's make this practical whether you run a business or you are experimenting with a personal AI tool. Here is a simple way to think about identity, the same way we thought about the new employee test in the last episode. Picture someone new joining your team. After training, they get their own employee badge. That badge opens the doors they specifically need and no others. If they leave the company, you deactivate that one badge. Nobody else is affected. Now picture the alternative, which is what a lot of companies are actually doing with AI agents today. The new hire does not get their own badge. They just borrow someone else's badge to get through the door. That second scenario is what is happening with most AI agents in production right now. And it is exactly the pattern 80% of IT professionals said they have already seen cause a problem. So here is what to actually check today. If you use any AI tool that connects to your email, your calendar, your documents, or any other account, look at how it connects. Does it ask you to create a separate connection specifically for that tool with its own limited permissions? Or does it just ask for your main username and password? If it is the second one, that tool is using the identity equivalent of a borrowed badge. That does not automatically mean it is unsafe, but it does mean you have no way to tell its actions apart from your own if something ever goes wrong. Where you have the option, always choose the tool or the setting that gives the AI agent its own separate limited access instead of your full account. This is episode 4 in our AI agent series about building agents that businesses and individuals can actually trust. We have now covered spending and we have covered identity. Next, we are covering the third piece of the same puzzle, guardrails. That is coming in episode 5. Here is the one sentence to remember from this episode. If an AI agent can act, it needs its own identity, not yours. Just like you would not want a coworker logging in with your password to do their job, your AI agent should not be logging in as you either. Give it its own account, give it its own limits, know how to shut it off instantly if something goes wrong. Follow the AI Stackk for your daily AI drop, plain English, AI agent identity, every day.